Welcome to Badminton Weekly with me, Jasmine Lim. The HSBC BWF World Tour returned with the Daihatsu Japan Open, and for some players, the Super 750 event became the place to start a new chapter in their career. Wang Chiling, who won his second Olympic gold medal with Li Yang, is now playing with a new partner, Chu Xiangqie, after Li announced his retirement. Despite combining for the first time, the Chinese Taipei shuttlers took out the six-seeded Hoki and Kobayashi in the opening round, and they weren't the only new pairing that impressed. Indonesia introduced two new combinations in men's doubles by pairing Bagas Maulana with Leo Rolly Carnando, while his former partner Muhammad Shohibul Fikri paired up with Daniel Martin. The changes proved quite successful as they reached the semi-finals in Yokohama.
Ya pastinya senang ya bisa masuk semifinal pertama kali. Ya intinya jangan puas lah, masih di semifinal, masih jauh lah, belum seperti yang diharapkan. Kalau buat berdua mungkin rotasi di lapangannya ya, terus cara ambil bola kalau misalnya di smash tengah atau di chop tengah, itu aja sih. Mungkin perlu di rotasinya. Ya, sama komunikasinya aja.
Alhamdulillah kami berdua bisa menang dan rasanya sangat senang sekali ya, happy sekali. Ya, ini hasil yang cukup baik di awal debut kami. Semoga kedepannya bisa lebih baik lagi. Kita harus tetap fokus untuk ke depan.
Ya alasannya mungkin tidak bisa dikasih tahu ya, jadi itu internal kami masing-masing. Yang penting kami sudah ditugaskan untuk berganti pasangan dan kami ya harus selalu siap. Pasti perbedaan ada, terus kami menyesuaikan dengan partner baru seperti apa polanya, dan ya kami di latihan juga sering tukar partner, jadi kami udah saling sama-sama tahu.
In the women's doubles, Jia Yifan surprised many when she partnered Li Wenmei instead of Olympic gold medal winning partner Chen Xingchen. While this pairing may not be permanent, the decision to compete at the Japan Open with Li was not taken lightly by Jia.
我觉得自己的责任和担当要更强一些、更大一些了。所以，因为最开始我觉得我选择了跟妹妹配，我也不是说我去我奥运会完了之后我就去来玩一玩混一混。其实，我觉得这样子会对别人的职业生涯也很不负责。所以当初我选择他的时候，我有问过他，我说你什么想法？如果我跟你配的话，我说我希望是可以给你带来希望的人。就是目前这一站是我们配，然后后面的话还是要看配合的这个效果怎么样，再看那个教练的安排。对，后面就是妹妹跟舒贤配了，就是他们年轻人会配在一起，不同的感受一下。因为今年下半年应该可能就会有很多的调动啊，或者是怎么样，对，还是会我们听从安排。对。
Jia and Li showed great potential as well, reaching the semi-finals before losing to eventual winners Liu Shengshu and Tan Ning. Despite that promising new partnership, Jia is still committed to a longtime partner Chen Xingchen.
清晨还在休假当中，我觉得他手痒痒的时候他会回来的，所以我一直要保持我的竞技状态。只要陈姐说我要回来了，我就马上可以配合到陈姐。对。
While these players made it look easy to start a new partnership, Ashwini Punapa explains that a lot of hard work behind the scenes has gone into forming a new team.
We normally see a lot of new partnerships that start as soon as the Olympics is over, because you have another 4-year cycle, and that's the best time to start out with new pairings. As we've seen here at the Japan Open, where we've had quite a few new pairings, of which 3 new pairs have reached the semi-finals. It's always challenging when you're playing with a new partner, especially because you've got to get accustomed to each other's style of play. But quite often in a lot of the countries which has a lot of pairs who play at the international level, at the highest level, it makes it a lot easier because all of them are training together, and they also get the opportunity to switch around and try which partnership works. But having said that, it's never easy when you're starting with a new partnership, especially in the first tournament, and the fact that these 3 new pairs have reached the semi-finals is amazing.
Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino will be forming new pairings as well for future tournaments. The Olympic bronze medalists, who have been together for 13 years, ended their partnership after playing in front of their home crowd at the Japan Open. It was not the fairy tale ending Watanabe and Higashino wanted though. Inspired by their second Olympic bronze medal, the Japanese pair hope to defend their title in Yokohama. Sadly, they fell short at the quarterfinal stage, losing to Chinese Taipei's Yang Po-swan and Ho Lingfang.
日曜日まで残りたかったので少し残念な気持ちでいっぱいですけど、ここまで13年間やってこれたっていうのは本当にパートナーに感謝でしかないです。いや、もう本当に13年組んでこれたっていうのはもうゆうたくんのおかげですし、感謝でしかないです。
In those 13 years, the pair have won 2 Olympic bronze medals, an Asian Games silver, and 3 All-England crowns among the 11 World Tour titles they have collected. Despite those achievements, Watanabe is already looking ahead to the next phase of their careers.
少し寂しいですけど、次に向けてまたやらなきゃなっていう気持ちです。はい、長く続けられてるっていうのはやっぱり2人だからできたと思うし、もちろん次のステップに進みますけど、お互いがこれまでやってきたことっていうのは積み重ねていってると思うので、お互い生かして次のステップでも頑張れたらいいなと思ってます。
While it is sad to see the end of a great partnership, we can look forward to their new adventures. Watanabe will remain in mixed doubles playing alongside Maya Taguchi, while Higashino is set to partner Ayako Sakuramoto in women's doubles.
これまでたくさん言葉を交わしてきたつもりだし、まだお互い引退するわけではないので、次でもお互い頑張れたらいいなっていう気持ちです。Yeah, thank you so much.
Akane Yamaguchi gave the home fans plenty to cheer about when she lifted her 4th Japan Open title. The world number 5 was the only Japanese to make it to finals day, and she made it count by defeating Busanan Onbamrumfan in straight games. Ashwini Punapa believes this win could not have come at a better time for Yamaguchi.
So it was definitely a great way for Akane to gain her confidence back, especially after having lost in the quarterfinals at the Olympics. And there's no better place to do that than at the Japan Open, which is her national court. And having said that, this is the 4th final that she's reaching. The first time being in 2013 when she was 16 years old, being the first Japanese women's player to have won that title. And now to get back into the finals after having lost that quarterfinal match at the Olympics, I think it's the best place for her to get that confidence that she needs to move forward into the rest of the year. For me, I feel Akane's got a very explosive style of play, even though she's not really tall as a player, but she makes use of her good footwork and explosive nature on court, making it very difficult for her opponents to score points. So Akane, sometimes when you watch her play, she's really bouncy and light on her feet, and she seems to be everywhere on court. It's quite deceiving, especially considering her height. But having said that, she's incredibly strong on court, and she's very consistent. It's pretty hard to score points for her opponents against her because she's got good footwork, and when she gets that opportunity, she hits those explosive smashes and can follow through to the net.
Oh, lovely way to end proceedings here. Akane Yamaguchi marches on.
I think for me, Akane is a player who is at times can be deceptive because it seems like she's not going to get to a shuttle, and she's there when you least expect her to get a shuttle back. Her retrieving skills are remarkable. And at times, I mean, it's quite amazing, and I find that even she finds it amazing when the shuttles go back, but she's got this smile when the opponent, and even she sometimes doesn't expect it. It's what it seems when you watch her play and the shuttle goes back and she's got this really sweet little smile.
Don't believe it. That is the most extraordinary shot you'll ever see. Watch Yamaguchi here play this net shot.
So I think for Akane that works a lot to her favor because she's relentless on court, and that is a very strong attribute of hers when she plays. I think for Akane's win at Japan Open, it would definitely give her a lot of confidence. She's also struggled with a bit of injury the last couple of months, so I think she is looking forward to getting that win for the year. And I think that would definitely set her up to moving towards the rest of the year and all the other remaining tournaments. But for Akane, I think it's really important to just keep doing what she does, and she's really consistent, like I mentioned earlier, as a player. And mostly it would be getting that confidence back and get a good win at the World Tour Series.
If you have not heard of Alex Lanier, now's the time to get to know the Frenchman. The 19-year-old became the youngest men's singles winner on the World Tour on Sunday, and he did it by knocking out some big names en route. One of them was world #1 Shi Yiti, and BWF commentator Shazad Haq was in Yokohama to witness the Frenchman's amazing journey.
You know, I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say how excited we are to see Alex Lanier get into the final here of the Japan Open. That alone is achievement in itself. He's just 19 years of age. He didn't really appear on the radar until a few weeks ago at the Canada Open, where he got to the final, lost to Koki Watanabe. Before that, he'd won the Super 100 Canada Open a couple years ago as a 17-year-old. So people had been kind of talking about him. I know fellow commentator Trevor Harris had been saying how consistent he had been in Canada back in July, but I don't think anyone could have foreseen just how far this kid would go here in Yokohama. What has been so magnificent is he's just got this youthful exuberance about him. He's brave, he's powerful, he's so quick around the court. The coverage is fantastic. His shots have got so much in them, and he's caused problems to all the players that he's been against. Think about it. He has just played and beaten the Olympic bronze medalist in Lee Zijia. He's won in style. Then he goes on to beat Kenta Nishimoto, who won this championship back in 2022. He's 11th in the world. And then to top it all off, he's beaten the world #1. That is something that I think everyone is going to savor for a long, long time. Having commentated the match, I consider it a privilege and an honor to have seen something as special as that. To be the youngest ever finalist at a Super 750 is no mean feat. And I think Shi Yiti was very complimentary of him in the sense that he adapted so well. And even I think Alex Lanier would be the first to admit the conditions, of course, at one end or the other, depending on where you're playing with the drift, you have to be adaptable. And he was. Now, in that last game, he was playing with the drift behind him, and yet the conventional thinking would be you would be trailing in that first half of the game before you flip over to the second half of that third game and you're playing into the drift. He took the lead with the drift behind him. That really, really did set him up to win that match. And I think that adaptability, his coach was giving him lots of positive reinforcement. All of that helped. He varied his serve. He got around the court. He opened things up when he needed to. And all those ingredients have led him to get into the final. He's achieved so much here in Yokohama, and you just get the feeling there is a lot more to come for Alex Lanier.
It's going wide, and history has been made. Alex Lanier of France wins his first ever World Tour title, and in doing so becomes the youngest ever winner of a World Tour men's singles title.
That concludes what has been an exciting Japan Open, and the action doesn't stop there. The HSBC BWF World Tour is heading to Seoul next for the Super 500 event this week, and we'll bring you the biggest stories that come out of the Korea Open in the next episode. In the meantime, you can stay up to date with the latest news by downloading the BWF app Badminton for you. And as always, do let us know your thoughts, comments, and questions on our Facebook and YouTube pages. See you guys next week.